What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We might have a brand new catch of the year candidate. The National center fielder Jacob Young, he dug his cleat in the wall and literally flew. Rafael Devers might have recently touched a baseball that had the spirit of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in it, because how in the world did he make contact with this baseball, let alone get it to leave? Shohei is yet again on pace for 50 plus home runs, but he's been so otherworldly lately that he's now approaching a 60 home run pace. We know that Judge has done that before. He did it again yesterday, but the main focus is going to be on his team's defense, and Aaron Boone, he got ejected again. The White Sox might actually be making that Garrett Crochet trade a win-win, and staying with trades, Sandy Alcantara might have just tossed his final start as a Marlin, and he was good. So we'll get into all of that and more in today's MLB recap. We recap every baseball game almost every single day, so keep growing the game of baseball with me. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And if you've never downloaded Underdog Fantasy, download it today on the App Store or the Google Play Store, or even scan that little thing in the bottom left with your phone, and you'll get up to $1,000 in bonus cash and a free pick. But you got to use code Fuzzy. There is no way I'm not starting with the Giants game, because Rafael Devers channeled his inner Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and I mean, that's one of my favorite players of all time. First, Elliot Ramos helped out Justin Verlander, a future Hall of Famer, and then Rafi morphed into another Hall of Famer, Vladimir Guerrero Sr. Devers quite literally golfed this pitch out, and this is why we say to catch barrels, because if you can barrel up a baseball, it's going to go far. Spencer Strider was standing there like, what just happened? That's his 18th home run, his third as a Giant. Now it's Matt Chapman's turn. Strider went from being unhittable to giving up 2 bombs in 1 inning, and Verlander is finally going to get off the schneid. He's going to get his first dub of 2025. He allowed 1 base hit over 5 scoreless. He ended the 5th inning with a nasty curveball. Rafi's at it again. This time, he launched it, and that kind of summed up this first game. Devers now has 19 home runs. Could the Giants go on a little streak? Super quick before we talk about Ohtani, Harper, and Judge and all the MVPs going off, we might have a brand new catch of the year candidate, and it's going to come later in this one. Elly's doing Elly things early. He's stealing bases and scoring on shallow flares to center field. Nick Lodolo got James Wood to chase at a pitch in another hemisphere. Nick went all 9 innings, by the way, and by the way, Nationals fans, they're saying that the home run derby broke James Wood, because ever since he started selling out in BP and practicing for the derby, he's hitting 140. Noelvi Marte added another for Nick with a double down the line. The Reds ended up with 5, which was plenty for Nick, and here's the catch of the year candidate. Will Benson, he corked one to deep center, but Jacob Young took it back. He dug his cleat into the wall and propelled himself up. A lot of people are saying that beat the Denzel Clark catch. I'm not one of those people, but still, Jacob Young with a 5-star, 10 out of 10 catch. Lodolo, his first career complete game shutout. He had 8 strikeouts, just 4 base hits. The Reds are 53-50. They got some talent on that squad. They're 2.5 games back of a wild card spot. All right, here we go. We're going to start a streak of games featuring MVPs going yard. Ohtani, Harper, and Judge, they all delivered. There's just something about all-time talent guys going crazy that does things for me. I just love the game of baseball so much. Ohtani, he went 441 a game. I think that's back-to-back games with 440-plus feet on a home run. He now has a home run in 5 straight. He has 37 home runs. He's on pace for 59 home runs and a whopping 154 runs scored. Royce is hot. When he's strutting on baseballs, you know that he's feeling himself. That was the only run allowed by Tyler Glasnow, who was a real-life workhorse. 11 strikeouts after that one. Then he got his 12th. He ends 7 dominant frames with a strikeout, allowing just 3 base hits with 1 walk. He's now in line for the W on a Tommy Edman go-ahead. And he's not in line for the W anymore, because Vesia, he gave up the lead. The Twins are up now on a Castro groundout and a Bader chopper. Here come the Dodgers, though. The Twins, they did the smart thing. They intentionally walked Shohei Ohtani. So it's 2 on, 2 out for Esteury Ruiz, a light hitting. What? You can't walk that guy. You can't do that. Now the bases are loaded for Frederick. Bader, he can save the game. Nope, he cannot save the game. The 60th win of the Dodgers season is a walk-off Freddie Freeman base hit. Bryce Harper almost matched Ohtani's 441 feet. Hold up. Schwarber, he's teeing off before that. What are the odds that Schwarber gets to 500 home runs? We've talked about this a lot lately. He is 34 this year. He's going to be 34 years old next year. He currently has 318 home runs, so it's kind of a long shot, but it's very possible if he keeps on averaging 30 plus for the next 4 or 5 seasons. Bryce Harper is now the youngest active player in the league in a 350 home run club. I cannot believe that Bryce Harper, who was on the cover of ESPN as the chosen one at 16, he's almost 33 with 2 kids, a couple kids. Every time I say that out loud, it just makes me feel more and more like Unc. So he goes back-to-back with Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, and my friend also banged out some home runs. Costi has 13. Bryson just had a kid, so now he's got dad strength. He goes yard as well. and then Jesus Luzardo folded in the most epic way possible. This is actually, it doesn't even make sense because Jesus, he's too good for this. JT obviously did not help. He lost the third out in the lights. Then Luzardo walked Ref Schneider with the bases loaded. Then he walked Duran, so 2 free passes with the bases loaded. And now Phillies fans are not happy because they're saying that signs were relayed from the dugout. So Romy, he was 0 for 20 coming into this at bat. He ended the slump with a grand slam to steal the lead. And here's why Phillies fans are saying they had their signs stolen and relayed from the dugout, because Cora, he looked into his dugout, got some sort of signal. He then gave it to maybe the runner at second base, and then he celebrated immediately with a high five. So do you think that the Red Sox were stealing signs, or that Jesus Luzardo was simply tipping pitches because he's done that all year? I think that that's the case, as opposed to Cora and the dugout just flat out using cameras and, the Astros stuff. It's not that, in my opinion. JT, there you go, buddy. Just his 6th home run of the season, but he's 26 away from 200. I need that. He untied it off of Aroldis Chapman, of all people. To extras we go. Carlos Narvaez, he atoned for his sins, his interference sins. A 2-run home run just barely snuck out. That was barely enough to hold off the Phillies. That was a fun game. Okay, so actually, before we show Judge's home run, we have first place in the NL East on the line now because the Phillies just lost. Brandon Nimmo, he likes the sound of being in first place. That's his 19th home run. Mike Trout, he does not want to let the Mets go back into first. He's so close to some insane career milestones. He's 4 home runs away from 400 and 1 little RBI away from 1,000. Lindor, dude, he's like, what, 0 for his last 31 or 32? It is getting bad. He snaps it. A go-ahead single was followed up by a second decker from the Polar Bear. Pete Alonso has 22 home runs and 80 RBIs. Lindor added a second RBI knock. That is big, big, big for the Mets if he gets going again. The Halo scored a few, but it didn't mean anything as Edwin Diaz, he enjoyed that because a rally attempt now gives him a save opportunity. He gets the 4-out save. He has 21 on the season. The Mets have won 4 in a row. They're back in first place over the Phillies. If you guys have been watching over the last week or two, recently I said that Yankees fans were probably about ready to break out their crusty A2000 and storm the field to play shortstop themselves because they've been making so many errors. I said that after a 2-error game. They made 4 errors in this next game. Jason made one of them, but hey, at least he hit one into orbit. Kind of. It was 380 feet. Vladdy, he's coming off a 3-hit day. He's back to it. An RBI double ties it. He's batting .310 his last 35 contests. He then scored for the lead on an Ernie single, and now the lead's gone. Anthony Volpe, I think he has 4 home runs his last 5 or 6 games. Here's a big problem for the Yankees. Max Fried has been developing some blisters over the last month. He allowed 2 to get on, and then he threw a ball away. JC Escar probably could have caught that, but it was a rocket throw from close distance. That's not easy. The captain, he clutched up instead of intentionally walking him. I mean, that's the smart move. Why are you not walking Judge? That is a 2-run liner for his 37th home run. He officially passes A-Rod for the 6th most home runs in Yankees history. Bellinger lost it in the lights or the ceiling, something like that. Clement gets a free triple, and Miles Straw laced a double. So the Jays are up. Now they're up even more because Ben Rice committed an error. That is 3 errors. Now the Yankees staff is just completely heated because Volpe got rung up on a terrible strike 3 call. Matt Blake, the pitching coach, got ejected. Then Aaron Boone, and Aaron, he was hot. We're about to show the 4th error. Jason Dominguez sucks at defense. He has a -7 outs above average, some of the worst reads I've ever seen, and Bo took advantage. He cashed in a 2-run home run. The Jays are also in the 60-win club now. They're 4 games up on the Yankees in the East. Before we move on, I got to show this Alejandro Kirk double in the 7th because it wasn't an error from Jason, but look at him trying to field it. So Jason has 9 home runs, 14 stolen bases, and a .330 on base. That's cool and all, but this kid is a legit butcher defensively. So to recap, Jason's been decent in the box. He's been rotten cheese level of stinky in the outfield. Is it time to swap places with him and Spencer Jones? Listen to this. The 6'7", get the comments out the way now, is playing like fast lefty Aaron Judge. He's batting .387 with 10 home runs and 6 stolen bases and 18 AAA games with 26 home runs and 16 stolen bases on the year. Wait, those stats are as of yesterday. He currently is... Whoa, he hit 3 more home runs this morning, like straight up. As I'm recording, he added a 3-homer game to those AAA stats. So he has 13 home runs in 19 AAA games. So what should the Yankees do? Should they call it Spencer Jones and trade places with Jason so we can fix that defense and really lock in? Or do you think that because Spencer has been so otherworldly that the Yankees should package him in a trade, keep Jason, hope that Jason eventually hits that superstar status and not really rely on Spencer because he strikes out with like 40-50% of the time? Do you involve Spencer in a mega trade and bolster your team now and get the chip while you can? Or do you keep building for 2026 and beyond when Garrett Cole comes back? Have the Tigers been cursed or something? Did Did they go to Davy Jones' locker and sell their souls? Or did they buy a Labubu doll and they deserve this depression? I mean, yeah, don't buy Labubu dolls. But honestly, what is going on? Rookie Troy Melton, he's making his debut. His family flew in from the West Coast, and now we have more things taking flight, including this baseball. Andrew McCutchen, he connected on 97 outside. He has 328 career home runs. And Spencer Horwitz hit a grand slam. He has 7 RBIs over the last 72 hours. That's the game in a nutshell. The Tigers lose again after Bailey Falter struck out 8 over 7. He allowed just 1 run. The Tigers, after losing a bunch in a row, won 1. Now they're back on a losing streak. They've lost 3 in a row. The Tigers can't stop losing, and the Guardians cannot stop winning. Jackson Holliday, he put the Orioles on his back. He tried to stop the Guard Dogs. That's a sick diving play, and he had a home run a few innings later. But Kyle Manzardo might finally be arriving. He had a 2-month-plus slump after starting the season out of his mind. He has 9 RBIs his last 6. Rocchio, look at Jose leaping with the diving Brian Rocchio. I always think that's really fun when other players like leap with the diving defender. Rocchio has reminded me so much of Lindor over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Jackson, he just tied it. The 21-year-old. Wait, what? The 21-year-old now leads the team in home runs with 14 home runs. What is going on with the Orioles' power this year? Kwani, please stay with us forever. If the Dodgers steal him, I will literally stop watching Major League Baseball. I will retire from recap. I will become a diehard Savannah Bananas fan. I'm going to become an NHL recapper. He's one of the best contact first guys I've ever seen. He's a stud Gold Glover in the outfield. Clase, also please stay. He has 23 saves with 2 more strikeouts. We've won. I'm not on the team, but the Guardians have won 4 in a row, 11 of their last 13, and they're 2.5 games back of the wild card. We've already talked about a few guys who've won MVP. What about a guy who could win his first one this year? Pete Crow Armstrong, he found the bleachers again. Just, it was a little too late in the game. Vinnie Pasquantino, the Pasquatch, had a monster game. He had a 2-run home run to score. Adam Frazier, they brought back that bum. I guess he's not on the Pirates anymore. He had a 64 OPS plus last year, and the Royals said, we want more of that. I don't know why. Salvi, he wants the Hall of Fame conversations to start back up. He is 9 away from 300 home runs, 22 RBIs away from 1,000. He's batting .370 with 9 home runs and 19 RBIs in 18 July games. Vinny again, a 2-run, 415-foot blast. He has 17 home runs and 61 RBIs. Who's this next guy? Tyler Tolbert, he's a speed demon. He had 252 stolen bases in the minor leagues. That's his first career home run. Seth Lugo, he ends 6 innings with 95 miles an hour. He retired 9 in a row to end his game. Cubs rookie Matt Shaw has been insane to start the second half. He has 3 home runs already with the .475 batting average. PCA, he has 27 home runs, 28 stolen bases. He might go 30-30-30. That's 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, and 30 defensive run saves or outs above average. The Royals do take it, though. They're 4.5 games back of a wild card spot. Man, this next game is straight up depressing. I did not have Taj freaking Bradley turning into the hard-throwing Miles Michaelis. The Cleveland Rays put Taj Bradley up a few runs. Yandy, we know that he was traded by the Guardians back in 2018. Junior was traded in 2021. They both homered. Yandy has, sometimes I say Yandy, sometimes I say Yandy, sorry about that, but Yandy Diaz has 17 home runs and 60 RBIs. Junior Caminero has 26 home runs and 68 RBIs, and here's the downfall of Taj. It started with a 9-game hitting streak for Luis Robert Jr. driving in a run, and Colson Montgomery, who was traded for Garrett Crochet.
Hey guys, it's Fuzzy's editor. Colson Montgomery was actually drafted by the White Sox. He got mixed up with Braden Montgomery, who was part of the Garrett Crochet trade. That's all, just wanted to clear that up. Okay, bye.
Has a home run streak, back-to-back games for the rookie. He has elite bat speeds. The Rays got their lead back when the other Crochet trade piece also went yard. That's the first big league home run for Kyle Teal. He has a .390 on base, and the kids rallied again. Kyle Teal singled in Benny Biceps, and Colson set a career high with 5 RBIs. He has 8 RBIs the last 5 games. The Sox ran it up to 11. And there's another Crochet trade piece, Chase Mydroth. I mean, he makes 11 runs, which was just enough as Josh Rojas, he saved in the 8th with a sick diving stop. The White Sox have now won 5 of their last 6 games. And we do have some breaking news after that last game. The Rays, they've optioned Taj Bradley to AAA, and they're basically saying that he needs to work on his command on his secondary pitches. Last year, so not too long ago, there was a 9 or 10 game stretch where Taj was the best pitcher in all of baseball, like the best. He had a 0.82 ERA across 55 innings from June 8th to late July. He had an impressive 65 strikeouts in those 55. Then he imploded over the next 11, and now he has an almost 5 ERA. I can genuinely, in my heart, say that I thought Taj was going to be the next big thing. Hopefully he still is. So we know that Sandy has suffered a similar kind of fall from grace. He went from being unhittable to basically being an afterthought, but he flashed the old Sandy in this one, and it could be his final Marlins start because the trade deadline is within the next week. Unlike Dylan Cease, Sandy was pretty good. Cease is already giving up runs. Augustine Ramirez, I mean, sheesh, he ripped 97 outside up the gut to play X. Sandy's looking nasty. The slider was working. The fastball was working off the slider. The fastball was up to almost triple digits. His first base hit wasn't until the fourth, and of course, it was a slapper to Luis Arraez. Sandy kind of got hosed because that was one of the worst back picks I've ever seen. And now Arraez, he can score on a Manny Machado single, so that actually went down as an unearned run. Jesus Sanchez with the 2-run screamer. He has some of the best bat speeds and exit velocities in all of Major League Baseball. I just want to see him put it together for 150-plus games. Calvin Fauché got the save. Sandy, he went 7 innings with 4 strikeouts. Is this his final W as a Marlin? And funny enough, he just beat the Padres. The Padres have recently been linked to trying to trade for him, so a perfect audition if you ask me. The Brewers tore up Luis Castillo and the Mariners for 10 runs without hitting a single ball over the fence. Now, it all started with Blake Perkins hitting a 2-run double, and after the Mariners actually tied it, the Brewers, they handed down the draw 4, and then someone combined another draw 4, so draw 8. You guys play by those rules, by the way? Do you stack, and also do you draw until you get that color? I got some beef with my in-laws because I don't combine, and I just draw one card at a time. Anyway, Ortiz, Terang, Contreras, Black, and Chourio all had singles to drive in runs. Literally 5 consecutive RBI one-baggers. There were so many base hits that the scoreboard literally broke. Bryce Terang then broke the RBI single streak with a double. That's his second RBI knock of the game. He got on base 4 times, and then look at this demon bounce from William. It bounced away from J.P. Crawford. He also secures a 3-hit day with multiple RBIs. The Brewers have the best record in baseball. They're 61-41. The Astros, they're right there, but they have a hill to climb already. Ketel hit his 20th of the season. I need Ketel, who's 31 years old, to have 3 or 4 more elite years for Hall of Fame propaganda narrative purposes. He's honestly a legit top 10, 15 second base talent I've ever seen, and I'll keep on saying that. Oh no, we have a rare Geraldo Perdomo misplay. Bryce Matthews gets the RBI, and oh no, the Astros are now up on a wild pitch. The Astros went up 3-1 on a Dubon single, but was it enough? Corbin Carroll, he might have tried for 3 if Ketel wasn't held up at third base. So Corbin, he had to put on the emergency brake. He had to stop real quick. Here's Josh Naylor. He hit this baseball almost to the roof. It stayed up forever, and it somehow fell in. We are knotted up. Now we have Randall Grichuk, a lefty masher, versus a that's a double play. And then the former Snake won it for his new team. That's really got to sting and hurt. Christian Walker with the go-ahead. Josh Hader got the third out on a pitch 14 feet outside. I tip my cap, and I give props to Ketel Marte for not going off and really keeping his cool. That was an awful strike 3 call. The Astros have the best record in the American League. Everyone in Texas is streaking right now. The lefties, they went crazy to start this game for Texas as Corey Seager, he lifted his 15th home run, just a casual 152 OPS plus. He has a 145 OPS plus since 2020, which just does not make any sense for a shortstop. Patrick Corbin, he might actually be back. He was punching out everyone. 7 strikeouts in like 5 innings. Now, he did lose it in the 6th inning, talking about the lead. The rookie, the Punisher, whatever you want to call him, the big Kurtz or whatever, Nick, he sliced a game-time double, and the A's, they wanted more. Michael Hellman, the rookie, he caught up to it out there in center field. So the Rangers D is clutching up. The A's defense is doing the opposite. Jonah Heim was literally delivered a free RBI like it was an edible arrangement. It sounded like Jacob Wilson was saying, I got it, all the way, like literally the entire time the ball was in the air. And that the last second, Sodi, he yelled something right before, and Wilson bailed. Robert Garcia, he has 8 saves as they complete the sweep. The Rangers are 3 games over 500. They've won 3 in a row. They're 8-2 their last 10. They're just a game and a half back in the wild card. The St. Louis front office, like the current front office regime, should be ashamed of themselves because this was once a storied franchise, and now it's been ruined by inept pitching and cheap ownership. I mean, this is the same franchise that won a chip with a Chris Carpenter and Adam Wainwright. I mean, Lance Lynn didn't get a ton of reps that year, but he was really good when he came up as a Cardinal. They prided themselves in having horses in the stable. Now it's kind of a wasteland aside from Sonny Gray every so often. The Rockies, I mean, they just had single after single after single. My friend Tyler Freeman had an RBI after Kyle Farmer and Amador. Jordan Beck, he broke that streak with the double to score Freeman. So the Cardinals pitching staff, their starters, they have a combined 4.7 ERA, which is pathetic, like actually pathetic. Ezekiel Tovar hit another home run. I mean, this was one of the easiest games all year for the Rockies. Tanner Gordon, he went 6 shutty, good for him. Cardinals are Like, I'm mad at them. I'm actually mad at them. Not the fans or anything, but the front office. There we go. Another recap in the books. If you guys haven't already, leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek and Underdog Fantasy. Enjoy the web gems. See you tomorrow.
High drive into right, and it's going to be caught.
3-2 pitch. Fly ball to center field. Cruz started back, now comes in and makes
change-ups, a little nubber up the third baseline coming in. Wickham barehand and makes the play.
2-2. Fly ball, shallow right. Rooker coming on. Leaves his feet in a slide, but you can define it any way you want. Line to right, and that ball is caught.